Yo, what's going on everyone? It's Next Up Nova, and welcome to another Destiny 2 video. In this video, we're going to be talking about 10 weapons for next season for Arc 3.0 that will be very effective. First, Riskrunner. Riskrunner has two perks that differentiate it from the rest. Starting off with the first one, which is Arc Conductor. When taking arc damage, this weapon becomes more powerful and resists incoming arc damage. Kills extend the time in this recharged state. This perk also combines with Superconductor, which allows your bullets whilst Arc Conductor is active to chain lightning, similar to Trinity Ghoul, and also refill your magazine. This will be extremely strong next season, and especially assuming that there will be a new type of volatile rounds or Scorch to debuff on enemies. Speaking of the latter, Trinity Ghoul. Trinity Ghoul was known as the AFK farm weapon for a lot of Guardians for good reason. It has two perks which also work well together called Split Electron, which reads, fires an arrow that splits when released. Aiming down sights and fully drawing the bow both decrease the spread. And Lightning Rod, which on precision kills gives the weapon lightning chaining capabilities, similar to Riskrunner. Third is Salvager's Salvo. Salvager's Salvo is an extremely powerful grenade launcher which introduced us to two magazine GLs via the Ambitious Assassin perk. This also has a perk called Chain Reaction, which is very common on grenade launchers today, which creates a big arc explosion on kills. This combined with Arc 3.0's new debuff could even create a bigger chain reaction. Fourth is the Ikelos SMG. This has been one of my most reliable PvE weapons for years, and with Arc 3.0, it just has the potential to be even better. My favorite role is Threat Detector and Surrounded, with the Surrounded spec mod applied to it for even bigger bonuses. There are also other great roles with Subsistence, for example. Warmind cells are really a thing of the past, but this weapon itself is still very strong and has a lot of potential. Fifth on the list, Forbearance. This is the best legendary waveframe in the game right now in my opinion. And with Chain Reaction and Arc 3.0, this thing could be amongst the highest usage rate weapons in the entire game. It is also craftable via getting 5 Deep Sight or Red Border Forbearances from the Vow the Disciple raid and completing all 5 to unlock the pattern. Speccing into reload on this weapon will make it a monster for ad clear. Sixth on the list is Wardcliff Coil. This weapon will come up every once in a while as a top DPS weapon or have some kind of glitch. For example, during the Spyro Stars raid on the Leviathan, this was the top damage weapon for the final boss. Also, this weapon shreds Gorgons in the Vault of Glass raid. I have a strong feeling this weapon will come up again as a top damage weapon with Arc 3.0, assuming an arc damage buff similar to Radiant will be added. Seventh on the list is Cloudstrike. This weapon is not one I personally use very often, but that might change next season. Cloudstrike has a perk that creates a thunderstorm around the enemy when you get a precision kill, which is very strong in both PvP and PvE. This might work well with a new exotic or buff next season, similar to how Thorn and Osteo work with Necrotic Grips, so this weapon is something to keep in mind. Eighth on the list is Dead Messenger. People seem to have ignored this weapon this season undeservingly. This waveframe GL shoots 3 waves instead of 1, and can also be swapped to any element, identical to Hardlight's perk. With Arc 3.0, it can receive Arc Chaining or an Arc Damage buff when swapped to the Arc element. This is the best special grenade launcher in the game right now in my opinion, but it does take up an exotic slot, so many avoid it. I'm definitely going to have it equipped going into next season though. Next is Hothead. This weapon is a Nightfall weapon that can get an Adept variant via Grandmaster Nightfalls, and has an insane amount of potential with Arc 3.0. Many people already use it, but it has fallen off due to the rise of linear fusion rifles recently. It also gets a perk called Explosive Light, which is one of my favorites, and increases the weapon's damage when you pick up Orbs of Light. I would definitely keep this weapon in your arsenal going to next season, just in case. 10th on the list is Plug 1. This is another weapon that can receive an Adept variant via Grandmaster Nightfalls. It is currently one of the strongest PvP weapons in the entire game right now, and also holds up very well in PvE. I can see it being incredible with damage buffs and arc chaining aspects or fragments next season. It has builds of about 95 to 100 range. Regular fusion rifles after particle deconstruction's exit became less of the DPS meta, but they might just make a great return soon. An honorable mention on this list is Storm Chaser. The reason why I did not include it on this list is because the weapon is already insanely powerful in itself, and I don't think Arc 3.0 will make it too much better than it already is. It did receive a buff this season in the past couple of weeks that made it so that you couldn't pre-charge each shot during shooting it. This massively decreased its DPS, but the weapon is still very strong and probably the best arc linear in the game. So, make sure you keep Storm Chaser in your thoughts as it will be very solid. It's just already good, so I didn't include it in the list. These are 10 weapons that I am personally going to be holding on to and trying out next season with Arc 3.0. Let me know in the comments any weapons that weren't listed that you were excited to use. If you found this video entertaining, helpful, or both, leaving a like on the video helps a ton, and if you would like to see more content, be sure to subscribe to the channel with post notifications on. Have a great day, and peace.